Hello everyone, I'm Rick Kohler and in this video I will be doing a review of match 62 between DC and RR. So the last time these two teams met, DC chased down a target of 226 to win the match in Jaipur. So it was a must-win match for DC to keep their qualification hopes alive. This match was played at the Arun Jaitley Stadium in Delhi and DC won the toss and decided to bowl first. RR scored 193 runs in the first innings and DC again chased down the target in 19.2 overs. Mitchell Starc was the player of the match for his spell of 4 overs, 4 for 40, which included 3 wickets in a single over to derail the RR batting lineup. So now we'll go to the playing 11 for the match. So there was one change for DC with Tripurana Vijay coming in for Akib Nabi and Ashutosh Sharma was the impact player who came in for Mukesh Kumar. For RR, there were three changes with Riyan Parag, the captain, coming back in place of Shimran Hetmyer. Ravi Singh came in for Ravindra Jadeja and Adam Milne came in for Tushar Deshpande. So Dasun Shanaka was the impact player who came in for Shubham Dubey. So now let's go to the overs of the match. So Jaiswal started with 3 boundaries in the first over of Mitchell Starc to get 12 runs. Then in the next over, Vaibhav Suryavanshi hit a 6 on the first ball of the over to Lungi Engedi, but Lungi got the wicket of Jaiswal. Then Mitchell Starc was hit for a 4 and a 6 by Vaibhav, and Dhruv Jurel also hit him for a 4 to get 16 runs in that over. Then in the next over, Lungi was hit for a 4 on the first ball of that over, and on the last ball of that over, there was a catch dropped from KL Rahul, the wicketkeeper, as it was a tough chance with KL diving but the ball not sticking in his hands. The over went for just 5 runs. Then Tripurana Vijay, the off-spinner, came into the attack and he was hammered for 18 runs with Vaibhav Suryavanshi hitting 3 boundaries and a 6. Again, there was a chance in the 5th ball of that over with the ball going up towards the long on boundary and Samir Rizvi, who was fielding on mid-on, was going back to take the catch, but he could not hold on to it and the ball went for a 4. Then in the last over of power play, Mukesh Kumar came in to bowl the over and he was hit for 2 fours and a 6 by Dhruv Jurel to get 17 runs in that over. RR finished the power play with 75 runs on the board with the loss of 1 wicket. Then Tripurana Vijay continued his spell and he was hit for a 6 by Dhruv Jurel to get 11 runs in the over. In the next over, Madhav Tiwari got the important wicket of Vaibhav Suryavanshi and the over went for just 6 runs. The next over also went for just 6 runs with Riyan Parag hitting a 4 to Akshar Patel, and on a neck delivery there was a LBW review from DC, but the impact was outside of as Riyan was playing the reverse sweep. Then Madhav Tiwari continued his spell and again he bowled a good over, giving away just 6 runs, and again he created a chance to get the wicket of Riyan Parag. But Tristan Stubbs took the catch, but while taking the catch, the ball went through his hand and touched the ground, so it was reviewed by the third umpire and the umpire gave it not out. DC had made a good comeback in these 3 overs, giving away just 18 runs and taking the wicket of Vaibhav Suryavanshi. At the end of 10 overs, RR were 104 for the loss of 2 wickets. And Akshar Patel came into the attack and he was hit for 2 sixes by Riyan Parag to score 13 runs in the over. Then in the next over, Mukesh Kumar was hammered by Riyan Parag with 3 sixes and a 4 to get 23 runs in that over. The next over also went for 12 runs with Dhruv Jurel hitting 2 boundaries in the over. Akshar Patel bowled a decent over, giving just 8 runs in the next over with Riyan Parag hitting a 4 and he got to his 50 with a single on the next delivery. At the end of 14 overs, RR were in a strong position at 160 for 2. But in the next over, Mitchell Starc got the wickets of Riyan Parag and Donovan Pereira in consecutive deliveries, and then Ravi Singh hit a 4 on the next delivery, but he also lost his wicket on the next ball. He took a review for the LBW decision, but the review was unsuccessful and he lost his wicket. This over went for just 6 runs and 3 wickets were lost. Then Akshar Patel finished his spell with an excellent over, giving away just 5 singles. In the next over, Madhav Tiwari got the wicket of Shubham Dubey and there was a review for a wide in that same over which was successful. Then after the wicket, Dasun Shanaka was brought in as the impact player in place of Shubham Dubey. This over also went for just 3 runs. Then in the next over, Lungi Engedi was hit for a 6 by Dasun Shanaka and the over went for 8 runs. Then Mitchell Starc bowled a good over, getting the wicket of Shanaka and the over went for just 6 runs. So then in the last over, there was a review for a wide by DC, which was successful and they got a dot ball. And then on the fourth ball, Lungi got the wicket of Dhruv Jurel, but Jurel reviewed for the LBW decision, but the review was unsuccessful and he lost his wicket. The over went for just 5 runs and RR finished at 193 for 8. Now going to the second innings. Chopra Archer didn't start well with the ball, giving away 5 wides on the first delivery. Then on a second delivery, KL Rahul was dropped by Yashraj Punja at short fine leg. Then on the next ball, Porel hit a 4 and over went for 14 runs. Then Adam Milne came in to bowl the next over and he was hit for a 4 by Porel, and there were 4 overthrows on the fourth ball with the ball hitting the stumps and going for a boundary. This over also went for 13 runs. Then Jofra bowled his second over and KL Rahul hit a 4 and Abhishek Porel finished the over with a 6 to get 11 runs in the over. Then Brijesh was brought into the attack and he was also hit for 12 runs with Abhishek Porel hitting 2 fours. In the next over, Adam Milne went for 10 runs with KL Rahul hitting a 6 in the over. Then in the last over of the power play, Brijesh Sharma was hit for 2 fours on the last 2 balls of that over by Abhishek Porel to get 12 runs. DC had a very good power play and finished the power play with 72 runs on the board without losing any wicket. Then the Sun Shanaka came into the attack and Abhishek Porel hit him for a 4 and KL Rahul hit a 6 to get 13 runs in the over. Then the next 2 overs were very good from Yashraj Punja and the Sun Shanaka as both the overs went for just 10 runs. Then in the next over of Yashraj Punja, 10 runs came with KL Rahul hitting a 6 and Abhishek Porel got to his 50 in the same over with a single. At the end of 10 overs, DC were in a very good position with 105 runs on the board without losing any wickets, and they needed just 89 runs in the last 10 overs. Then in the next over, Brijesh Sharma got a wicket of Abhishek Porel and Sahil Parakh hit a 4 in that over to get 8 runs in the over. Then Yashraj Punja bowled another good over, giving away just 8 runs in the next over. DC now needed 73 runs from the last 8 overs and Jofra Archer bowled an excellent over, getting the wicket of Sahil Parakh and the over going for just 2 runs. Then Yashraj Punja finished his spell with an excellent over, going for just 7 runs with Akshar Patel hitting one boundary, which was off the misfield by Vaibhav Suryavanshi on the boundary. DC now needed 64 runs in the last 6 overs and the Sun Shanaka got the important wicket of KL Rahul. He was hit for a 6 by Akshar Patel and the over went for 12 runs. Then in the next over, Adam Milne went for 9 runs and DC now needed 43 runs from the last 4 overs. Then Jofra Archer came into the attack and he got the wicket of Tristan Stubbs and the over went for 8 runs with Akshar Patel hitting a boundary. With 35 runs needed in the last 3 overs, Riyan Parag gave the ball to Donovan Pereira and both the batters hit a 6 in that over to get 16 runs in the over. Then with 19 runs needed in the last 2 overs, Brijesh Sharma got the wicket of David Miller and DC made an impact sub bringing in Ashutosh Sharma in place of Mukesh Kumar. Then on the 5th ball of that over, Ashutosh hit a 6 to get 12 runs in the over and now the equation was brought down to just 7 runs in the last over. Adam Milne bowled the last over and he was hit for a 4 and 6 in the first 2 balls by Ashutosh Sharma to finish the chase. Now going to the scorecard of the match. So in the first innings, Yashasvi Jaiswal 12 from 9, Vaibhav Suryavanshi 46 from 21, Dhruv Jurel 53 from 40, Riyan Parag 51 from 26, Donovan Pereira out on the golden duck, Ravi Singh 4 from 2, Shubham Dubey 5 from 9, Dasun Shanaka 10 from 8, Jofra Archer not out on 2 from 2 and Adam Milne also not out on 2 from 2. In the bowling card, Mitchell Stark, the player of the match, 4 overs 4 for 40, Lungi Engidi 4 overs 2 for 24, Tripurana Vijay, the off spinner, 2 overs none for 29, Mukesh Kumar 2 overs none for 40, Madhav Tiwari 4 overs 2 for 27 and Akshar Patel 4 overs none for 31. Now going to the second innings, Abhishek Porel 51 from 31, KL Rahul 56 from 42, Sahil Parakh 9 from 8, Akshar Patel not out on 34 from 18, Tristan Stubbs 4 from 6, David Miller 9 from 6, Ashutosh Sharma not out on 18 from 5. In the bowling card, Jofra Archer 4 overs 2 for 35, Adam Milne 3.2 overs none for 41, Brijesh Sharma 4 overs 2 for 44, Dasun Shanaka 3 overs 1 for 29, Yashraj Punja 4 overs none for 29 and Donovan Pereira 1 over none for 16. DC scored 197 for 5 in the 19.2 overs with a run rate of 10.19. There were 16 extras in the innings which included 1 by, 2 leg byes and 13 wides. Now let's look at the fall of wickets for the match. So for DC, Abhishek Porel got out in the 11th over of the over of Brijesh Sharma with Donovan Pereira taking the catch. Then Sahil Parak nicked behind to Dhruv Chirel off the bowling of Jofra Archer. Then KL Rahul chopped on to Dasun Shanaka in the 15th over. Tristan Stubbs got out to Jofra Archer with Yashasvi Jaiswal taking the catch. Stubbs was looking to left the ball but got a toe end and Jaiswal took a very good catch. Then David Miller got out to Brijesh Sharma in the 19th over with Dasun Shanaka taking the catch. For RR, Yashasvi Jaiswal got out in the second over to a slower ball from Ingi Engedi with Mitchell Stark taking the catch at short third man. Then Vaibhav Suryavanshi got out to Madhav Tiwari with David Miller taking the catch. Riyan Parag got out to Stark with Akshar Patel taking the catch. Then on the next ball, Donovan Ferreira also got out with Akshar Patel taking the catch. Then Ravi Singh was out in the same over, LBW to Stark. Then Shubham Dubey got out to Madhav Tiwari with Vijay taking a good catch in the 17th over. Then Darshan Shanaka lost his wicket in the 19th over to Mitchell Stark with Stubbs taking the catch. And in the last over, Dhruv Jurel was LBW by Lungi Ngidi. Now going to the top partnerships of the match. For DC, the highest partnership was the opening partnership between KL Rahul and Abhishek Poral of 105 of 61 deliveries, with Rahul scoring 46 from 30 and Abhishek Poral scoring 51 from 31. For RR, the highest partnership was of 72 from 41 between Riyan Parag and Dhruv Jurel. Parag made 51 from 26 and Dhruv made 17 from 50. And the next highest partnership was 70 from 34 between Vaibhav and Dhruv Jurel. Now going to the graphs. So in the worm graph, you can see both the worms were very close to each other in the first 11 overs. Then from the 11th over, you can see the difference with RR worm going up and the DC worm kind of moving down with no wickets falling. But no RR worm also then came down with no 3 wickets falling in that 15th over. Their worm also came down and joined the DC worm. Now going to the run rate graph. So in the run rate graph, you can see RR started very well with the run rate hovering around the 10 run per over mark in the 4th over. Then it went up to around 12 at the end of the power play, and then it slowly came down to around 10.64 in the 11th over. But then they brought it up again to around 11, and then those 3 wickets which fell, then their run rate came down and finished to around 9.65. For DC, they started very well with a run rate of around 14 in the first over, and then their run rate slowly kept on coming down throughout the innings. And the first half it was at around 10.56, but then in the second half they also lost wickets and their run rate came down a bit more to around 9.44, but they finished the chase in the last over to end up at a run rate of around 10.19. Now going to the Manhattan graph. So first we look at RR Manhattan. So you can see no big buildings in the start, especially in the power play, with 3 of the buildings going above the 15 runs per over mark and 1 building going above the 10 runs per over mark. They lost just 1 wicket of Jaiswal in the power play, but they scored good runs in the power play. Then after the power play, they had an 11 run over, and then the next 3 overs went for just 6 runs each. So they scored just 18 runs in the next 3 overs. Then they had 3 big overs of 13, 23 and 12 to bring back the scoring rate. And then in the last 7 overs, you can see they didn't score that many runs, with no over going about 10 and losing 6 wickets. Now looking at the DC Manhattan. So DC Manhattan, you can see they started very well, and in the first 10 overs, you can see all overs were just about 10 or around a 10 over per mark, and they were 85 runs at the end of 7 overs. Then in the next 7 overs, you can see all the overs were below the 10 runs per over mark, and only 1 over touched the 10 runs per over mark, and this kind of slowed down their innings a bit. And then in the 15th over, they scored 12, and in the last 3 overs, they scored 16, 12 and 10 to finish the game. So now let's look at both the buildings side by side. So you can see for RR there was one big over of 23, and in the power play also both the teams were almost at similar kind of score. RR were 86 and DC were 85. So they scored most of their runs in the power play, and then the next 14 overs both the teams kind of struggled a bit, but no RR didn't score that many runs in the end, but DC scored the required runs to win the match. Now going to the summary of the match. RR started very well with the bat and were in a very good position at the end of the 14th over at 160. They were looking to post a 220 plus total on the board, But then they collapsed from the next over, losing 6 wickets for just 33 runs in the last 6 overs. They also had to bring in Dasun Shanaka as the impact sub to get some runs in the end overs in the first innings instead of a proper bowler. Before the start of the 15th over, Riyan Parag was receiving some treatment for his hamstring and there was a slight delay in the game. Then in the next over, he got out and they lost 3 wickets in that over to shift the momentum towards DC. Then, while defending the total, KL Rahul was dropped on 0 in the first over and it cost them as he made 56 runs. They have clearly struggled in the last 3 games to take wickets in the first 10 overs. Then, the last 10 overs, they brought the game close by picking up wickets and with 35 needed from 3 overs, Rian handed the ball to Donovan as there were 2 lefties in the middle and the over went for 16 runs. He took a chance with a spinner and also they didn't have a proper bowler to bowl that over and it would have been Shanaka who would have to bowl that. So I don't think it was a bad decision. If there was a proper bowler with overs left and then he had given the over to a spinner, then it might have been a questionable decision. RR had a chance to go to 18 points with wins in all the 3 matches, but after losing this one, now they have to win both the remaining games to have a chance to qualify for the playoffs. DC didn't have a good start with the ball, but they made a superb comeback in the last 6 overs to give away just 33 runs. Then, with the bat, they started very well in the first 10 overs without losing any wicket, but then in the next 10 overs, they lost wickets and the scoring rate came down a bit. But the most important part was to win the match and they chased down the target in the last over. DC have kept their qualification hopes alive with this win and they have to win their remaining match and depend on other results for their qualification. So now let's look at the points table. So RR are at 6th position with 6 wins and 6 losses in 12 matches with 12 points and a net run rate of 0.027. And DC are on 7th position with 6 wins out of 13 matches with 12 points and net run rate of minus 0.871. So now let's look at the graphs. So after winning this match, DC has joined CSK and RR on 12 points. So now let's go to the position graph. So RR has moved down from 5th position to 6th position after losing this match and CSK has jumped from 6th to 5th position and DC has also moved from 8th position to 7th position, bringing down KKR from 7 to 8. So now let's go to the playoff chance graph. So in this graph, you can see RR chances have decreased from 56% to around 33% after losing this game. And Punjab chances have increased from around 22% to 31%. DC has also increased the chances to around 8% from 4% and KKR's chances have also increased from around 9% to 13%. And CSK's chances have also increased from 30% to around 33%. So with this loss from RR, all the other teams' chances have increased a bit. Now going to the top 2 chances graph. So RR's chances to qualify in the top 2 have gone down from 13 to just 2.8% and they don't have much chance to go in the top 2. So that's it in this video and let me know your thoughts about this video in the comments and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.